So, hello everyone, I am M. Vichal Kumar here to talk about my clerically based assignment given by my ma'am over here. I'm going to talk about the main analysis topic about design, analysis, and algorithm. This is my main applicant of my studies. So, I'm going to explain my appended assignment over here. So, let's jump into it and let's start some ideology about this. Uh, uh, let's see what is backtracking. Backtracking is kind of it's kind of typically like a technique like where the algorithm would solve like in the recursion format. Like backtracking goes for the starting to point to the backside of the back end point where sometimes it may mislapse the solution like from back towards the point, and these uses brute force approach to find the desired output. Like this brute force approach is kind of algorithm which reserves and deeds over their own applicant of a thing. These increases the values of time efficiency as well. This is the main typical introduction of and while seeing a subcategory of it, how these backtracking can be achieved. These are typically achieved by two main means like n queen's problem. While seeing n queen's problem, these are like n queen's what are the like it's a chessboard over a queen of a placement. What is the queen's major role is a queen's major role of vitality is to uphold its own certainty of a thing, or like uphold its vision of a way to acknowledges its own deed of value. Like these plays are like 4 cross 4 matrices available, or 8 cross 8 matrices also deeded up over there. While seeing n queens, they are like plays of n and n cross n playment over there, and these like attack each other like goes from upward. We will see in the coming up problem about these and upholding ways about it. Typically, we'll think in queens, I will to conclude that it is like a chessboard, like queens, how queen move like forward and left upfront or left right upfront or a slantical upfront. Like queen is a major movement of a chessboard. Chessboard is a great example for it, and I think queen plays a major role in the following outcome of thing. Slide while seeing an applications over that there will be definitely a real-time application or like a parallel appendix for a thing. Like while seeing any queen problems, majorly they are used in parallel memory storage schemes. Like what does the mean of parallel memory storage schemes? Like a parallel indexer like a multi storage, like multi elixir, multi indexer, or multi inducers or kind of a thing. These are used in VLSI testing like major like cross testings will be available and used in traffic control while deadlock prevention. Like while deadlock occurs, there will be no uplifted thing of a thing where we can move red or where we can move yellow or where we can move blue as well. Well, seeing the traffic control majorly like plays over their own queens upholded thing vision VLSI to check over the what is the means of a thing should be there, should not be there, and can be soon. These in queens are typically used in many kind of a means of way, and they are as well as used in many Flutter they have mainly used for many permutation problems. They are reduced with their own retardancy. The DDoP has been decreased drastically. Some few points for the reference I have kept on there, but typically while seeing in queens are like typically so drastically and atrocious, so high on a demanded of a thing which uses many application and it's used widely around the world of a globe. Like I would say that what is the simple clerical problem we are going to see about in this like while seeing a chessboard there will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 4 cross 4 it's a 4 cross 4 matrix. Like while seeing a chessboard, like it is typically imagine a chess actually. While seeing a chess, a queen is placed on the q1 position, which means like let's take a red color mark. Go, let's take this as a index or mark. While seeing this, the queen can travel over here as well as here as well as here, and you can take one step or like 2 steps ahead, or like typically you can go for any other steps, or like typically you can go from here or like go from here, and you can go from straightly that and straightly over that. Like a queen can be placed in the first operand should be in the first indexer point, should be in the q1 region literally. it should not be overlapped or mislapped over it. So the starting queen plane with the upper left corner, they will say, as I mentioned over there, as well as these are like usually used in like kind of thing where we can mislap our own gray crosses on this, and the gray crosses represents for the straightforward and the queens is represent for the left operand of a thing literally. So while seeing that this queen can be mislapped and that will be actually like typically overseeing this queen can be left operand as well, like I have mentioned in this image, actually left operand as well, yeah, that found also. So these can move here as well, here as well, and here as well, so that like while typically seeing other boundary of a thing, while we are looking up into like we are seeing while we have over there, like we can typically see the diagonal regions as well. Like we'll take example of it's typically a step one, a step, it is step one, it is step two, step 2, sorry for my literally handwriting, low handwriting, my bad. Actually we'll see if you cannot place over here queen here, you can misplace here while seeing this queen region. Let's take a yellow mark, so it won't be cutted here as well. So this will be a clean arena, this will be a clean arena, he will be get a clean arena. So there will be no lap, there will be no lap here. So even though it forms their own dignified diagonal and operand thing. So let's check over this step. Actually seeing the step 4, I mean it's step 4 literally, yeah. While placing the queen, I have mentioned last thing, the queen can be not mislapped, as well as here also see there will be no there will be DC spacing, the queen can move here and diagonal upward downwards and the left operand as well. So the attacking of region will be mislapped over here, so that will be the attack, well it attack happens, so the queen can't be placed over here, so this is wrong literally. I'm sorry for acknowledging. And the queen can be mislapped by this means. Only the queen can be placed over here. And now we are going to place. We forgot for the queen 3 as well. See, we have placed the q1, q3, but while seeing where is the q2, we didn't get anything. So the q2 is placed over here. By placing this, there will be no cross interaction. See, 1, it is full of free, it doesn't attack any queen as well. See, there is no queen attacking everything, it is completely full-fledgedly clear as well. And while seeing it is so typically of seeing this as well, queen 3, there will be no attack as well literally, yeah, there is no attack literally, everything is fine. While seeing queen 4, there will be no straightforward attack, there will be no diagonal attack, and it is separately, and the no queens of the same row has been removed. And while seeing everyone is not being attacked, we get to the point typically of saying that q1, sorry for my low handwriting little again, q3 and q4 is correct, and it is not cross linked or constraint removes the kind of like constant constant removes select them, there will be no attack of each region. So typically by these we are being achieved that like in queens has been like a movement playlist and a analysis method. These are so typically so useful, and they can be implemented in a many means of way, and they are so useful and analysis and so useful while cross checking like testing region or a region. And that's it about a simple problem. Let's come into like advantage and disadvantage of these. Like while seeing while comparing other algorithm, queens has its own advantage. Like it is step-by-step representation. While seeing step-by-step representation, the step-by-step representation is so easy to understand for a person, and is used to debug as well, sir. So we can find where is the problem over there is, and you can easily conflict the backtracking as well. Like we can go for the back as well, like a queen is like a vital ally of on chess, like movement front side, back side, operand side, obligate side, every side the subsequent is competition, and is so mainly used for every kind of thing, and every kind of thing is being achieved as demand libre. If they are well seeing advantage of a side of a thing, there will be definitely a disadvantage over there. So while seeing a pro over there will be different, definitely there will be a con over there. So let's see what is the con over there. The main drawback about it is the return and work. Like it takes like laggishness, or sometimes they like step by step process, like taking like step by step, like you're doing is like I have mentioned, yeah, step by step process. The same makes us the advantage of redundancy problem, like it like latency problem or kind of anything mislapped over there as well. So and it is so well seeing it is so very useful also. This large one volume of data can't be constrained. Like well seeing only we can do for 4 cross 4 matrix or 8 cross, we can go for 5 cross 5 or in between 6 cross, because this can't be achieved. So this is the main disadvantage of this algorithm. So we'll think this algorithm is typically based on a 4 cross 4 or 8 cross x, so that we'll think any other numbers of a boundary level, they can't be sustained, and the volume as well as will be decreased as well. So this can't be literally oblonged as a bloom literally. Let's see about what is the major conclusion. Let's jump into conclusion. Yeah, that's it, I think so. Yeah, well, think a conclusion about these n queens is like they're so classic. Nucleus are like typically old like thing of like a chessboard, like playing with a not queen attack. I have mentioned like q1, q2, q3, q4, etc. For definitely there will be a further research of this for workload for getting a vast number of numbers as well. Suppose you are starting as a solution like different of series of numbers or n numbers or infinite numbers or anything. Even for 5 cross 1, there will be a definite opposite thing for this. So definitely there will be, if there's a way of boundary, there will be a way of thinking. I like to conclude that a knowledge of a thing is not stopped. A knowledge of a thing is being varied from person to person. So definitely there will be a good overcome to achieve its own desire and the destiny of a thing. And NQueens is a wonderful algorithm. And that's it my about my alternative assignment. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you.